As far as the one-tailed test under the Wilcoxon Signed Rank Test is concerned, we are assuming that the median difference under the alternative hypothesis is of type greater than 0 or less than 0. And in order to test that, we would have to learn that what would be the procedure we need to follow. And for the Wilcoxon Signed Rank Test, that is directional in nature, and how to calculate the test statistic for a particular Wilcoxon Signed Rank Test. So students, these are certain steps of Wilcoxon Signed Rank Test. If we just look into the first pair, here we are interested in testing the alternative that is directional, one-tailed, and it is of greater than 0. That means we are expecting that the median, if it is expected to lie in the center, then we are interested in this particular alternative hypothesis that it is greater than 0, or we might be interested in testing that the median difference is less than 0. That means it lies onto the negative side of this distribution. The next step is the level of significance. It is alpha. Step number 3 is to decide upon the test statistic. Now students, the first thing you need to do is, once you have given with the data and you are assuming that it is in form of pairs, so आपको students दो तरह से data variable form में given है. We are assuming that this is the data, the xi yi observations are for first pair, then we have the second pair, and we have the joint observations for xi yi under the second pair. So data is being given in form of the pairs. The first thing you need to do is to calculate the difference between yi and xi. Then the next step is to rank the absolute differences. That means di modulus को आप rank करेंगे. किस तरह से rank करेंगे? From smallest to the largest observations. In other words, we need to rank the absolute di's. Once we are done with that, then the next step is to assign to each rank the sign of the difference whose absolute value yielded that rank. यानी जो last column होगा students आपके पास, उसमें जो आपने sign observe किया था, वो आप उसके absolute rank के साथ assign करेंगे. Once you are done with that, you need to obtain the sum of the ranks with positive signs and you call them as T plus. इसी तरह से students आप sum of the ranks निकालेंगे with negative signs and you call them as T minus. Alternative hypothesis will decide whether to take T plus or T minus as test statistic. Whereas if we move on to the critical region, in case of the first pair of hypotheses, which was H1 MD greater than 0, we have designed the critical region that the sufficiently small values of T minus will cause rejection of H0. So we need to reject H0 at alpha level of significance if T minus is less than or equal to T tabulated. Whereas for the other pair of hypotheses, sufficiently small values of T plus will cause rejection of H0, because we are expecting under this particular alternative hypothesis that T plus must be larger compared to T minus. So if it is not true, we get a sufficiently small value of T plus, then it will cause the rejection of H0. That means we need to reject H0 at alpha level of significance provided our T plus remains less than or equal to T tabulated value. And lastly, on the basis of the step 3, which is the test statistic, and step 4, which is the tabulated value that we have obtained from the Wilcoxon Signed Rank Test tables that are available in the standard textbooks, we need to compare both the values, the calculated one and the tabulated one, and on the basis of that comparison, we can reject or accept our null hypothesis.